Right friends, welcome back to this mini capsule prevention of torture. Here to extract information or by using coercive methods on the alleged criminals. This is quite common and this is against the human rights. And if you look at this UN Convention against torture and other cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment, this was entered into force in 1987. And why this was brought? This was brought because of the reason in view of Article 5 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948 and at the same time Article 7 of International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. As per these Articles 5 and 7, both of which provide that no one shall be subjected to torture. In India, quite common method is cruel methods are enforced to extract a confession. Suppose if somebody is arrested on some charges and subsequently torture will be done, cruel methods will be applied basically to extract the confession and to make him agree to the crime. So that is torture or cruelty, and these things are banned as per Article 5 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights as well as Article 7 of International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Based on these two things, this UN Convention against torture and other cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment, this was entered into force in 1987. India signed, but it is yet to ratify that. To ratify that, India has to have separate law, but India is yet to frame separate law. India is not able to conclude legislative and administrative framework so as to ratify this convention, right? Human rights assumed a lot of significance in 20th century. Now, increasing international cooperation in criminal matters is taking place, and there are several apprehensions about the treatment with regard to wrongful confinement and criminal intimidation and cruel methods like torture to extract a confession are quite common as far as India is concerned, and elimination of torture is the main aim behind this convention, right? So, having learned this, now there are provisions in Indian Penal Code. Absolutely, there are some provisions in Indian Penal Code 1860, provisions relating to causing hurt or grievous hurt, especially with a view to extract confession, criminal intimidation and wrongful confinement. These are already exists under Indian Penal Code, but the idea of separate law, stand-alone law ought to be seen as a more tangible way of expressing commitment to the World Organization to eliminate torture. So, looking from that perspective, IPC is not sufficient. There is a need for stand-alone law, and now why this is in the news suddenly? There was one PIL filed in Supreme Court. Here, Supreme Court pointed out that the absence of stand-alone law prohibiting torture may prevent many countries from agreeing to India's extradition requests. What is the meaning of extradition? Or you can say, what is the meaning of extradite? This is to make someone return for trial to another country or state where they have been accused of doing something illegal. Somebody has done some illegal act in our country, and at present if he is in France, we have to send extradition request, and after sending extradition request, France may refuse to extradite the person. Why? The reason is here torture law was not made and Indian laws are not satisfying the UN Convention with regard to this torture, cruel, inhumane and degrading treatment, right? So, India is suffering because of non-ratification of the convention, and because of this some countries may not extradite the persons when we ask for the persons whoever have committed crime in our country. Such a law may be in the national interest, and seeking the enactment of anti-torture law is in accordance with the country's commitment, right. So, another important aspect is India is also subjected to close questioning during Universal Periodic Review of Human Rights Obligations at UNHRC at Geneva, and the case in point is the extradition request relating to Purulia's arms drop case suspect Kim Davy failed because of the apprehension that he may be tortured in our country. So, extradition requests may not be accepted by the foreign countries because we could not frame separate law to satisfy UN Convention of 1987, or you can say the UN Convention which came into force in 1987, right. What about history? In fact, some effort was made in our country. A concrete step towards enacting a law was made in 2010. The Prevention of Torture Bill 2010 was passed by Lok Sabha, and it was referred to Select Committee in the Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha's Select Committee submitted the same in the same year by recommending that exhaustive amendments to the bill to make it consistent with the language and intent of the convention is required, but subsequently the matter is now with the Law Commission. So, under these circumstances, there is a need to look immediately at giving administrative and legislative framework to the law against torture. Right friends, with this let us conclude this mini capsule. Please do join for other capsules. Have a nice day. Thank you.